Yeah!
To videotaping the show.
Butt lovers, I have been wanting to make this video since I hit 100,000 followers on February 25th, but first I wanted to throw a party. That never happened. My friends' schedules didn't line up, and now too much time has passed, so what you saw in the beginning, that was my party.
Anyway, enough of this nonsense.
If you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering how to get to 100,000 followers on TikTok. Now, I know how helpless social media can be in trying to stand out or be seen in a sea of hundreds and millions of faces. Trust me, I get it. I still feel like that a lot of the time. So first, I want to tell you what this video is not gonna be, because when I first started YouTube, I watched a bunch of those how to get 100,000 subscribers videos, and I hated them. They were always so condescending. They would be like, step 1, make good videos. Step 2, make eye-catching thumbnails. So I'm just here to tell you I'm not giving that type of advice. That is very basic. I'm going to assume you already know that. There was another one of those videos that I watched that said something along the lines of,
if you don't get to 10,000 followers in the first few months, then maybe this just isn't for you.
Fuck that. Fuck whoever said that. A lot of this is based on luck, but the other half of it is learning, and that takes time. Okay, so now let's start from the beginning of my journey. I started TikTok back in 2019, so before we get even deeper into it, I have to acknowledge that starting before the pandemic and the user base more than doubled definitely helped me get my content pushed. But you know what didn't help me? How desperate I was to get people onto my YouTube instead. I literally would say things like,
screw this TikTok, go on my YouTube. My YouTube's so much better. I don't even like TikTok.
I can't even begin to tell you how much I cringe at my past self. Self-promotion and trying to get people onto another platform is a very delicate art, and if you're whining and complaining about it, like, obviously it's not gonna work. So lesson 1, and this really doesn't apply as much anymore because there's not that same stigma around TikTok. Now I feel like everyone uses TikTok, but don't judge where you're getting the eyeballs from. Don't pit platforms against each other. If you gained 100,000 followers on, I don't know, Tumblr, don't complain that you don't have them on Instagram. You have to cultivate that following and get them interested in the other things you're doing.
That also takes a lot of time. I'm still working on that.
And the only way to get people interested in what you're doing is to actually put in the work where the most people are. Moving right along, a lot of my growth on 2019 came from my shouting random disturbing facts at the sky series. Now, the reason I came up with that idea is I was seeing a lot of things on my TikTok For You page that said, day 3 of doing this, or day 10 of blah blah blah, and I thought to myself, if I continually do something every single day, maybe it'll catch on, like maybe that'll trend too. So that leads right into lesson number 2, observe trends. Now, I don't mean trending audio or anything like that. I mean, what does your For You page look like? What is being pushed and where can your content fit into that? One piece of advice I always hated getting was niche down. Now, it's not bad advice, but it just doesn't work for me. I'm a very general entertainer. I don't fit into a specific niche like shoe collector or celebrity toenail collector. I don't know why those are the first 2 that came into my head. What everyone can do is observe and notice where trending content is going in and if they have anything to add to that. I'll give you another example of this. Recently, there's been a lot of people playing Smash or Pass on TikTok with the filters that flip through pictures over their head, and I thought, I don't think I can really add anything to this, until one of my viewers suggested playing Smash or Pass as my character, Hamilton. And that was brilliant. That worked really well. Lesson 3, being consistent. Now, while I don't have a niche, I do have plenty of series, which, by the way, pro tip, if you have the playlist feature on TikTok, be sure to utilize it. But as I was saying, having a series people will want to come back to is essential. You have to ask yourself the very specific question, what is making people come back? For the Screaming at the Sky, it was the knowledge that they were gaining, like some of these facts were really crazy. And for Hamilton and horse drama, it was more of a story-driven thing. Planning ahead is always a great way to figure out your journey. So here's an example with writing sketches. I know I'm bringing Hamilton on Maury, so naturally there's a series of events leading up to that, like him walking in on his ex-wife with the supposed father of his son. These things need to happen, and figuring out where you're going with the story is a great way to map out a whole arc. There are also very clever ways of cueing your viewer in just enough so they can't wait to see what happens next. Hell, in my last video I straight up said, I see foreshadowing. And the viewers got so hyped. Lesson 4, this is kind of like being consistent, but perseverance. An ongoing bit is only as strong as your commitment to it. A bit can go so far and a lot of people can already get sick of it, but if you believe in something, it's worth putting time into. The first thing I did with Hamilton was make him sing All Star, and once that didn't go viral, I kind of was like, I guess that's it, but thank goodness I had the sense to pick him back up a few months later and try it again. And with every song I did, every parody I did, every sketch I did, it got better and and better. I also don't think it's a coincidence that the most growth I ever experienced on TikTok was over the past few months, where I was very dedicated to uploading every day, more than 2 or 3 times, especially on the weekends. That's when I have to really grind. So lesson 5, and I hate this, but it's important, observing analytics. Analytics can be very harsh sometimes. It's straight up numbers. There's no hiding behind politeness in statistics, and I hate math and I hate analytics, but trust me, there's some useful information to get from them. The best information I get from analytics is when most of my viewers are online. Another way I check this is I open up my camera like I'm going to record a video, then I click on live like I'm about to go live, and most of the time over that live button it'll show how many viewers are online. So I'll open and close this a couple of times to see if that number keeps going up or keeps going down. A great time I usually do this is when it says like 19K, and then I close it and then I open it back up and then it says 20K, and I think to myself, oh, everyone's jumping online now. Now's the time I can upload that video. Another thing I've observed through these trends is that weekdays I would almost never post before 4 p.m. because most of my demographic is at school or work before then. And most of the time I have better luck at night than I do in the morning with uploading and getting that push in my content. Lesson number 6, think of who your favorite creators are and what you want to emulate from them. So for example, one of my favorite creators is Jax Films, and I love how collaborative he is with his audience and how excited the audience is to be part of his videos. So I've been trying to find new ways for my audience to be more involved. So for example, comment by comment, we wrote a Farrell Hamilton fan fiction which I acted out, and on the flip side of that, they helped me paint this abomination. Look at your favorite creators and see what they're doing to keep people engaged. That's all the reflective advice I can think to give, but if you want more of a go-to on virality, while I don't think that's possible every time, something that I've seen work more often than not is relatability. Things that have gotten millions of views on my page are things that make the viewers go, oh, that reminds me of so-and-so, and then they'll at their friend. Or using my most viral video as an example, this got over 8 million views, and all I said was, if you were to tell me back in 2012 that in 10 years from now Gangnam Style would be used in a TikTok trend, I would probably tell you, wait, what's TikTok? Now, why did this go viral? It's not particularly funny. There's nothing really special about it. Let's break it down. It reminded people how much time has passed. There were so many comments of people tagging their friends saying,
Oh my gosh, it's been 10 years since that song came out.
and on top of it, there was general discourse of how I pronounced Gangnam, which really bothers me because I listened to the song before and tried to say it exactly like how he said it, but whatever, it helped the push. I've actually seen people purposely leave in typos in their videos or something weird that's happening in the background because that's easy engagement. People are gonna comment on it.
Did anyone else notice when so-and-so happened?
It's too easy. So if that's something you're interested in experimenting with, that's something to keep in mind too. But the TikTok algorithm is honestly so fascinating to observe because it's always changing and it's always pushing out new people. My For You page is full of completely different people every single day. That gives more people a chance to stand out and get their shot and get their 15 minutes of fame in a way that YouTube does not do. Once I crack the code for this one, I'll let you in on that one as well, but I'm working on it. Be sure to subscribe if you like this video. I don't usually do advice-driven videos, but I would really appreciate it. I have a lot of chaos here on the channel, from comedy sketches to me watching things drunk to me recreating things to arts and crafts. There's something here for you. That's all I got. Stay safe out there. Bye!